very special guest for you tonight.
Hello, we've been expecting you.
This is not a test. Your government and corporate overlords have implemented new measures for your own health and safety. We are just following orders.
Everything is going to be fine.
I'd like to introduce.
What's up, brother?
Welcome, everyone, to another If by Whiskey. We do have a special guest who did check in to make sure that he's joining us today, but he hasn't joined us yet. So, Jake, man, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. I wanted to copy you, if you noticed, and I took down all the background so that we can have the same,
we can't have this.
the same interrupting background. Apparently, I don't.
Do we call each other? Do we call each other before doing the show? It's like wearing the same clothes. What's going on? I loved what you did.
No, I'm rocking Brent's hoodie. I'm rocking the Anarcho Syndicate.
Okay, I like that. What brought? Is this just a different location, or is this?
No. This is the house in Washington. I took all the neon and all my books and stuff down to Oregon, but I'm in Washington for the next couple weeks. So,
right. Okay,
yeah.
That's what I thought. Right.
Most
So
of my
the
stuff
Oregon's being set up.
Yeah, all the guitars are gone. All that.
Yeah, I see that. I like this. We got this little samesies thing going on here.
I will get something up in the for next time, but for today I was like, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna copy Mark and leave it white. So
I like it. All right.
No,
I think it's great. It's a great look for sure.
Just getting through this week, man, listening to everybody's takes on this Minnesota stuff. Everybody seems to have a show about it. So I'm maybe we'll get into it tonight, but we don't even have to because there's so many people who have a take on it and have done episodes on it. Clint Russell did a banger today. Coleon Noir did a great one last night that I reposted, that actually Coleon reposted. There's a lot of conversation about it, but most of it seems to be in one way. So
yeah, so let's talk a little bit about it, because let's not talk. I don't like to talk about the videos. I don't want to talk about what you saw, what we did. It's the same thing with the car. Like I see these two instances very similarly. I see Ashley Babbitt similarly. I see Breonna Taylor similarly. I see Daniel Shaver. I mean, I see all of this as just a generic state overreach.
100%. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Oh, we got Amity Free just jumped on. And by the way, you can click those on too anytime you want there.
Yes, sir.
Jake. So I'm looking, we're waiting on Rec. Where is that little bugger? So anyway, I think he's jumping on. He's trying to get on here. I'm hoping. So he did definitely.
It's been interesting. I mean, I was part of a space the other night that Amity hosted with Winograd that was amazing. Really kind of covered a lot of ground. The one thing is, it's really started a big conversation. It's started a conversation, or maybe picked up where one started previously, but it's tragic tragic's not the right word. It's really unfortunate what happened. It didn't have to go that way. But it has in one way started a conversation or picked up a conversation where everybody's at least talking about it. And I think there's more people on the same page than originally thought when this first happened.
I think so too. And once again, more video comes out, and obviously in light of remember, that was the third person shot. So no one talks about the second one. The second one seemed to have been some agitator, right? Wasn't that one like after the good one?
Yeah.
Like
and apparently
some
came
other
out
weird
today yesterday where CNN reported, I mean, grain of salt, CNN, but they reported that this guy had been in another incident with federal officers like a week prior and broke a rib. So he definitely was like in the business of being around confrontation. I definitely there's zero excuse and no reason why the man's dead. I mean, obviously that's a pretty much a no-brainer to me. We can get into that if you want to, but yeah, the video is the video. There's a few different angles. There's a few different takes on it, but what you do see is that by the time the man was shot, he was not a threat. And I think they fucked up. And I think people need to have an honest conversation about the cost, both morale wise, culture wise, not the monetary part of it, about what this is actually costing us to have these extrajudicial killings, essentially, where Tim Dillon said it best. You're creating all these like miniature civil wars in all these different little areas. And there's no way that it ends well. I mean, there's got to be some honest conversation about what they're trying to accomplish versus the reality show that they're putting on for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risk reward thing where we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
Reed Smith talked about it, and Clint talked about it. It's like, how much extra are you actually getting out by having this show? Because, like, if you're going to be strategic about it, Trump is a lame duck. He's really got 2 years to do what he's got, because these midterms, after what he's done the first year and going into this year, I don't think that the Republicans are going to hold control. They're not only are they not going to hold, they're going to just barf it up. You know what I mean? It's not like they could keep control.
Yeah.
They just want to it's like everybody wants to fumble the football when they get it. It's like it's intentional, I think, in addition to the thing of, you know what I mean? We're talking about like two wings of the same bird. I swear this whole thing's like theater on purpose to, like, the second we get power, let's so overuse it that we lose it the next turn. And it just does a 4-year, 8-year bounce. And we really go towards statism, but we're confused all the way through.
Right.
Because we've got Democrats bailing out banks. We've got Republicans enacting the Patriot Act and creating a federal police force. Like, interesting.
And I mean,
right?
if you remember too, this was supposed to be the transparent regime or the transparent administration, like Freudian slip. But obviously, I mean, if they're not, we need to have an investigation about this stuff in Minnesota, like a legitimate independent investigation. And until they do that, the transparency part is a joke. And you can have all the Cash Patels and all the even Trump saying that you shouldn't be taking a gun loaded. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. And to watch these people go into contortion to try and like basically shit on the Second Amendment when they're fine picking up that argument when it suits them, it just shows how much of a cheap kind of mirage all this stuff really is.
Absolutely. Let me pull this one up from Chris. So he's saying the other incident video is a fake. The broken rib story is alleged, but even if it's
very
legit, it doesn't matter. That would be inadmissible in a court of law.
It very well could be,
you know what I mean? Like, because I watched Natalie talk about it. Did you see Natalie post about Natalie Morris?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Anyway, so and then medical records, because there hasn't been a damn investigation, of course. And that's the funny thing is, like, when you would argue that Cash Patel is the top like domestic legal enforcer,
he's the top propagandist
of the country. Well, right. But I'm saying, like, is that what he would be technically, as a top legal enforcer of the country, when the top guy says you can't bring a gun to?
Yeah.
And like dot, and you're like, go fuck yourself, dude.
I think technically the top legal enforcer is supposed to be Bondi, and he's supposed to be like the top cop, but either way.
Right. But I mean, like, he's the enforcer, she's the lead, she's the prosecutor, right? So like you still have the law enforcement part of it, I guess. But anyway.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
We have that. But you know what? We're waiting on Rex still. I don't know if he's coming, but you know what? We've got a show to do, my friend. So we can't come hell or high water. We're gonna do it.
I know you've been prepping like a mother this week, so I know you got some stuff stacked up to get into. So let's rock and roll.
Yeah, I don't have that much. I've only got a little bit, but let's start with our good friend Thomas Massey. Everyone knows Thomas Massey. I'm gonna pull this one up and I'm gonna read this for you guys, if I may. House rules are complicated and not well understood, even by many of my colleagues. Every Republican who voted for the DHS bill, which was everyone but me, enabled gender-affirming care earmarks and the automobile kill switch mandate to pass the House. If you look right there, nay 1, yay 213 on the Republicans implemented this.
It's insane to me, number one, that, like, yes, I completely would agree that the the House rules are complicated, not well understood. I even replied to that when he posted it. I was like, I'm really curious, like what the onboarding process is when someone gets elected and comes to Congress or comes to the House. Like, what's the training? Like, what is there to tell them what they can and can't do? Or is it literally just all learning on the job? Because that seems insane. But
It's
the
cute
biggest thing that
steaks
threw me
on
off with that
toothpicks.
is that those words don't go together. The kill switch thing for cars, like when did that come up and why? All of a sudden that's in a bill? I never heard that before then.
Remember the big beautiful bill? Sorry, let's just call it the triple B. I can't. It's not. I can't propagandize it. The triple B thing had this. Remember, the state couldn't override the AI thing, and that was
Correct.
removed. But then there's still executive order written after the fact that codified it or something, right? So you're like, okay, all right, great. Now we're still stuck to this whole thing, right? So it's like the same thing, but it gets better, right, Jake? It gets better because Thomas Massey, being a man of grace, you would think, hey guys, this is a great time for me to educate my House brothers and sisters by saying, let me add a bill to remove the kill switch part. Because clearly you couldn't have thought that the kill switch was in there. Because if you did, Republicans, right? Because you're Republicans, you would not have voted it down, right? You totally would not have voted for that, right?
Yeah, if you would have known, right?
Sorry,
let me help you, save you from yourselves here. The man's a saint.
Okay, so what does he do? He puts up an amendment to remove the kill switch specifically from the bill, right? Oh, 57 motherfucking Republicans voted no.
Yeah.
No. What does that tell you? It passed and goes to the House. Or I'm sorry, it goes to the Senate for approval.
Yep.
That's your Republican brothers and sisters, everybody. Once again, two wings, same bird. I don't know how to keep telling you guys. Hold on. Who's this? Who we got? Mark 12. Go. Is that maybe that's Maresca? Welcome, man. We got Williams here. Howdy, y'all. Sorry, we got a couple people. Jake. Okay, here, Chris. You want to Jake, you want to take care of this one?
What does Chris says? I think it's bits and pieces of the Green New Deal shit getting chopped up and pushed through. Yeah, it probably is. I mean, it's like if all else fails, you try and try again.
Welcome, Mark. Thanks for joining us, man. We're waiting on Rec, and like I said, I don't know what's going on, but that's okay because we still have a show. So, share your thoughts on this. So basically, they bamboozle and shoehorn this, first of all, gender affirming care and kill switch car in the same bill. Does that sound like apples and oranges? If I've ever heard two things that don't, one of these things does not sound like the other. So then,
well, I mean, if you're a dude and you get some gender affirming care, you are killing your switch. So maybe that's
true. It is. And it is your car. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe the Republicans just want to keep classic cars on the road. Maybe that's the argument.
That was my first thought. Was like, man, I'm a car guy. I have a handful of cars and I have a couple new cars, but most of my stuff's carbureted, and I love having carbureted. When I see shit like that, I'm like, carbureted is the way to go. I'm keeping those carburetors clean.
I got a fuel injection in mine on my old car, but it is still like, it's got a chip, but it's separated from obviously someone being able to do anything to it. So,
yeah.
Anyway, but that's the thing is like, hey, maybe we just buy classic cars. Everybody, we'll just start selling classic cars. So.
Bring back the square body Chevys. That's what I'm about.
All right, man. So that was a fun one. Okay. So let me see. Is this the one I already did? Okay. That's the one we just did. So let me remove that one. All right. So your final thoughts on kill switches get put in, they get shoehorned in, and then Thomas Massey goes, hey guys, let's take this one specific exact thing about kill switches out. What Republican, honestly, would have actually lobbied for that? I'd like to know the 57. And I didn't look. I'm not here to dox people, but I could see a timber shed on there.
Chris, sorry. We talked about this at the top.
You pulled it up too. I was doing the same thing. There it is. Sorry, there it is.
I don't. I moved the guitars to the other house, so I'm in the middle of kind of setting up. So I'm copying Mark with the white background here. But no, yeah. Mark, when it comes to the kill switch thing, like I honestly, it's me being naive, but I don't even remember this conversation before the last couple weeks. So I'm more curious, like what's driving this? No pun intended with the kill switch for cars, but like is this in the insurance industry that's pushing this? Is this law enforcement? Like, what is behind this that all of a sudden all these people are in lockstep to just sign off on it? That's the part I missed.
Yeah, so there was a push a while ago for that. And this is probably I think it was under Biden, but with a Republican-led House. Right? His last 2 years, they tried to kill switch thing.
But for what? Is it literally to just stop people in like high-speed chases? Because those don't happen very often.
They can turn off your car at any time for any reason. So think about, ultimately it is the access to turn on and off your car is given to the police authority. So
but would
say
that
there's
not,
a warrant for your arrest, you unpaid parking ticket. Instead of the boot, they just turn off your car.
Illegal search and seizure. Like, you can't shut my car off. If I'm not breaking the law, you can't.
Right, but they boot them, right? Like, once again, this is it's clearly an overreach.
Clearly,
yeah. At what point? Like, right now, we've got ICE agents not requiring a judge to sign off on some kind of warrant, right? They can get an administration warrant or something. It's like, that is a wholly violation of the Fourth Amendment if I've ever seen one.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, so the kill switches are just another thing to do that. It's basically like, hey, you've been speeding, we'll just turn it off. Oh, you didn't pay your parking ticket, you know? I was driving down the street yesterday. I've got my old car. I'm behind another car, and I'm in this part where I don't know if there's like a super slow zone, but like a speed trap or something. I'm behind another car just going 30, 35 in the old car, and the flash goes off. And I'm like, if I get a motherfucking ticket, I'm sending them a picture of my fucking money. That's it. I'm sending them a fucking picture of my money. If they send me a picture of me, I'm sending them a picture of my money. That's how I'm going to do it going forward.
I just always write back. It wasn't me. I was someone borrowed my car. It's not me.
Ooh, I like that. There actually is. Who's that Rogan guy? The guy who bought 2 Teslas, put them together himself, and hacks them?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I can't think of his name right. He's got a hell of a YouTube channel, though.
Yeah, that's what. So I'm thinking that's what Chris is talking about. There's gonna be like an EV hackware, but remember, the kill switch are allegedly going to be on newly built cars going forward. But imagine an incentive. You know what I mean? Imagine them. Hey, we'll give you $1,000 if you get this piece plugged into your car or something. Stupid motherfuckers will do it.
You know, there's going to be like an OBD plug-in that just bypasses the kill switch anyways. It's gonna be
that would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be great if you could do it. So you want to grab that one too, Jake, with William?
What's William say? A status judge will allow the police state to turn off your car. There is no law. Yeah, no shit.
No kidding.
No shit.
So that's the kill switch, and that's what kills me is like, okay, the first bill getting through is one of these weird ones that has like everything in it. So like they don't even have time to read it. Okay. But then once it's actually pointed out the tyranny, it still gets voted down. What does that say about the
and the thing is, it's like, so he calls attention to it, right? And hey, let's single this one thing out, give everybody a chance to save face. And whoops, I fucked up. Let me fix this. But it still passes, and now it's like nobody gets called to the bench. Nobody's asked why. There's no media that's like, wow, how come all you guys are on board with this all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. So that's the one that we did first. So we'll start with this one. Hopefully we're still waiting on Rack, but it's still gonna be fine. We're still good. Are you ready for another vote that came up? Are you ready for this?
I mean, I'm never ready for them, but they happen regardless. So
there was a vote. Okay, so you heard about this defund the police bullshit that was going on in the with the whole George Floyd thing and the whole whatever, right?
Yeah, dude. I was in Seattle when Chaz happened.
Oh, that's right, man. You were like knee deep in it. So
yeah,
you had that, right? Then you have the defund the police thing, right? Okay. Then you have the Doge thing, which is supposed to cut USAID. I don't call it USAID because it is not aid. It's the agency for something democracy, interchangeable democracy, whatever the frick, whatever the word is. It's not aid. I just know it's not aid. It's AID.
No, it's just made to sound like it.
Right. So those don't happen. But remember, the National Endowment for Democracy, the NED, is part of this. Does everyone remember? Do you know what the NED and who is part of the NED, Jake? Are you familiar? I'll fill you in if you don't, but I think you do.
I don't. I'm familiar with what the NED. I'm just not familiar with who's behind it.
Okay. Well, let me show you.
I won't be surprised. I'm sure.
December 11th, 2013. This is the person in charge of the NED in Kyiv doing this.
How are you? Good to see you. We're here from America.
Oh, of course she is.
Of course she is. We're going to get to your question, William, in a second. Sorry, I missed it before we... Anyone know who that is? You can tell us who that is, Jake, right?
Oh, Victoria Nuland.
Yeah, you see the blue and yellow flag back there? Does that look familiar?
100%.
Yeah. Oh, look, handing out bread. Oh, yeah, here, you peasants. Go fucking fight your wars for us. Go
She was
fucking
one of the
riot on our behalf.
One of the biggest neocons there is.
Yep. For the National Endowment for Democracy, while the other side is run by McCain, right? That other NGO, right? Non-government organization. Non-government.
Yeah.
It's like they can't be more oxymoronic with the shit they make up.
It's a hell
Like,
of a workaround.
all the children's funds, all the bills are nothing of what they say they actually are. It's like the opposite day. It's crazy. Okay. So that's our beautiful Victoria Nuland.
I wish I could pay somebody to go rob a bank, and then if they get caught, I don't get in trouble. Be like, no, it wasn't me. I'm the
wouldn't that be
bank
great?
robber organization.
Yeah. So once again, we're going to get to William's question about the majority of Americans anti-kill switches. We'll do that in a second, but I'm on a roll here. This is another video I'd like to share of the glorious Victoria Nuland in a congressional hearing after Russia unprovoked invaded Ukraine after she handed out bread in 2013 to start the riots in the first place. Let me just share this beautiful part. Oh, this is also has the great narco little boy Rubio in it. Also, I just want to share.
Does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
Ukraine has biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working with the Ukrainians on how they can prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach.
Just keep Fauci away from him. We're good. That's all.
They have facilities of a biological, but they're not biolabs of war. They're not that, but they're facilities of a biological. Do you just hear and what does evil just make you uglier? Look how it's like the emperor fucking turning, like she's turning ugly. Yeah. If you look, everyone do this, do a web search, everyone in the chat, swear to God, type in Victoria Nuland picture, like when she first started and how like young and spry and like light she looked and how fucking dark she looks now. It's like the soul just gets
her soul is consumed.
All right, so in the light of those two things, you would think fuck Victoria Nuland. You think fuck the National Endowment for Democracy, right, Jay? We are Republican run now. It is a Republican run Congress, right? Oh, there was a vote.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Not 81 Republicans said no to defunding the fucking NED. 81 of them. There's your Republicans, everybody. You see it? Crane of Arizona's agreement to the amendment of defunding the National Endowment for Democracy.
It's just like, so many times we can say it. It's the same people doing the same shit. Doesn't matter what they wear on their lapel. Doesn't matter what letters in front of their name. They are all in it for themselves. They're all in it for their donors. And it's a lost cause. I'm at that point. It's like, it's a lost cause when it comes to this.
And that's where I'm at, man. I'm sorry. First of all, Mark was such a gracious person because I just bombed him like last minute to jump on. He's like, I can talk like tomorrow. I'm like, sweet, let's just talk. I love his perspective of the white pill. I just can't get there. I do not see enough of the forces of the people who think the way, because you have to be able to actually perceive the concepts of liberty that we discuss. I know Mark doesn't think we need to do that, but I actually am in slight disagreement. It's a yes and. Please let me be clear. Mark's work is brilliant on this subject. I just think it does require more of a conceptualization and understanding that most people just don't have. And
It does,
let's leave that into the question. Yeah, go ahead.
it also requires like a practice and a determination to find the white pill, because it's, I mean, I'm not a nihilist, but there's some days, man, where I'm a nihilist. And to not be that, you really have to search and really try hard. And that's the thing I think that Mark does that makes him better than us.
And that I do. And that was the thing is like, the one that was crazy about it is like, for me, the COVID fatigue. Let's be honest. People just were fatigued. It's not like they actually were defiant. They just got tired of doing the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, Mark sees that as a white pill. And I'm like, I don't see that as a white pill, because the fatigue, once you get rested, the memory goes away, in my opinion. That doesn't mean I'm right. It's just I perceive it darker than he does. And I will say, I love the way that Mark perceives the world. To look, to your point, look for those white pills. So I'll let you read this comment if you could, from Chris.
What about, are we back to the kill switches?
Yeah, we're going to go back to kill switches because William had a good question next, and we'll go from there.
A software update where Elon just pulled the self-drive subscription. Oh, really? Who's to say he brings it back with an update to add this malware? Yeah, I mean, even that, any hacker, you're going to be able to pay to just get a workaround for that. But see, Mark did agree with me. It does take practice.
And Mark, I admire you for 50 years of doing it, right? You said 50 years you've been in this movement. So kudos to you, sir.
He's the wise old white pill sage.
There you go. You want to read this one from William as well? William joined us today.
No, I'm not your circus monkey.
Well, I'm trying to give you some screen time because I talk too much. So
it's what do you say? Do you think the majority of Americans are anti-kill switches? Yeah. The umbrella promise. Okay, we can get into that.
Well, let's talk about it.
I mean, I think most people are against it, but I genuinely think most people aren't paying attention and don't know that this is even going on, because I nerd out on this stuff. You nerd out on this stuff. The group of people that we associate with nerd out on this stuff, but the regular person going to work and feeding their kids and trying to get by, like, they're not paying attention to this. And the bad thing is that's how it gets done. It gets done to the way, these things are shoved into these omnibus bills or CRs or whatever it is that get, they remember used to call it pork barrel spending or earmarking.
Yep, pork bill, right.
For projects in people's districts and stuff. It's like,
remove the pork, cut the pork.
The average person just isn't paying attention. Then this stuff, then they go buy their new Chevy truck, whatever it is, and that's on there, and they're like, oh well, it's by that point it's way too late. So I don't know. To answer his question, I think most people, if you really sat down with them and asked them, of course they're going to be against it. I think that's an easy sell to be like, this is ridiculous. But I just think getting to that point to where people are paying attention I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah, I totally agree. And just as a side, I think William and Mark Maresca need to connect. I think they'd have a great conversation. So
absolutely, yeah.
Those two. I'm just reading through the comments here as well, and it just makes a lot of sense. And to your point though, oh man, it's like, did you know about the National Endowment and the kill switch vote? And we're nerds. Like, yeah. You had one busy week of work, and how much did you miss out on compared to what you normally consume because of your nerdiness about it? And then take that to the average person who knows what 1/10 of what you might forget, let alone what you know.
Yeah.
So,
I'm with this. Who's 66%? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I love it. Welcome 66%. With
I like EVs, but I won't buy one until I can root it. The future of self-driving should be open source. Well, the future, I mean, I don't know. It's not a very capitalistic thing to think that everything should be open source. I'm all about people making money on their product, but
open source, you can still make money. IBM makes money on other games and stuff.
Okay, Fair.
right?
I
Like,
stand-
and
I
if
stand
and no,
corrected.
no, go ahead, finish your point. No, Jake, finish your
No,
point. I don't want to. I'm sorry. I had a
I was
separate
just
point.
going to
Go ahead.
add, like, I feel the same way about EVs. Like, I think an EV is a cool tool to have in the toolbox, but I don't think it's the solution or the one stop for everything. And I look at it, I look at an EV like a really cool piece of technology. Like, it's wow, it's really neat that we can make that, but I just don't think it's a replacement or a substitute. And it's like, I would have an EV, but I'm a car guy, and I would have an EV as one of like 5 or 6 cars instead of having an EV be my only car, because there's nothing beats, yeah, you're burning dinosaur bones, but you're nothing beats pulling off, filling up in 5 minutes and getting back on the road. And sure, someday they'll be able to do that. But until they can, it's just not a viable replacement to me.
Right. Oh, 100%. That's opens up so many cans of conversation. Hold on, let me avenues. First of all, I don't know about my video, Chris. I apologize that I'm freezing. But the 66%, once again, welcome. And the other thing, if I may, before we continue, Thomas Queter of the Mobility Independence Foundation, he open sources wheelchairs.
The
To your
myth.
point. So he does like open source wheelchair stuff for like design, and his wheelchair can like pull everyone. If everyone's seen Spike Cohen ride on the back of Thomas's wheelchair,
Oh, nice.
Freedom Fest, all those videos, that's Thomas's thing. Open source, you definitely nailed it. Maybe Thomas can work with that and go from like wheelchair to EV and do like some kind of and like broaden his. To your point, that's how you open a business. I mean, it's an avenue for opportunity, in my opinion, right? To hack
That
these
would
things.
be pretty
But they'd
cool.
make it illegal to hack. So the person hacking, they'd Ross Ulbricht them, wouldn't they? I mean, isn't that what they just do?
I mean, they make it illegal to hack, but the FBI used to put warnings that were illegal on the beginning of every VHS tape, and that never stopped anybody from recording shit.
That's true, but they, that's everyone's recording. I don't know how many people are doing EV hacks.
I know. Plus, that was
or kill
analog, man.
switch hacks.
Those were the good days.
Man, I still remember putting tape over the hole.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
I had man, so many good memories. We're so old, dude. It's so crazy. So, the last thing, here's the umbrella promise, and I need to look a little bit more into that. Jake, are you familiar with what it is?
Not enough to have a well-formed opinion on it. No.
Okay. Maybe we'll have William on to talk about it or something.
That'd be a good idea. William's he's always in the chat. It'd be good to have him come on and talk.
Love it. So, and that would be the concern for me, is like you'd have a Ross Ulbricht be like, hey, bring up your EV. I plug it in, tap a couple of keys, and you're in and out. And he starts a business with it, right? Even online, you could even maybe download the code or something that's like, like what's that called? Little thumb drive thing with like a widget or something in it, and whatever.
Sure.
So, yeah, I could see that happening. But anyway, so last thoughts on the kill switch. Obviously, the kill switch is bad, but like, people don't even know these things are happening. I mean, we don't even know, right? So how is
I don't understand. I mean, I do understand how, but we've already, there's supposed to be one bill per topic per subject. And the fact that these things are allowed to still be getting combined just shows you, like, and I'm just restating the obvious, but it just shows that they don't give a fuck about us. They're all on the same team. If it was a single issue thing, all this squirrely shit would never get passed, and they know it.
Yes. And you got to write dongle. I need the dongle. But there's something about there's like a script that you write in it, a sniffer. That's what we called it. We had a USB sniffer is what we called it. So you plugged it into a system, it could pull all the printers and whatever's on the system and then like report back. Anyway, so but yes, it is a USB dongle. I love that name. So what? Oh no. What's going on with that? Hey everybody, talk on X. Give Chris some
what's
stuff.
your I know you have another clip pulled. What do you got?
Oh, we got a couple more here, sir. We got 2 more here before we call. And once again, like what do you have? What's been going on with you? You want to talk about some stuff before we I feel like I've been pulling all my stuff. I don't want to.
No, I mean, nothing exciting. I'm getting together with the guys in my band in about a month or so, and we are, we've always been really good at when we get into a room, we can sit down and we can generally write pretty well.
Nice.
But we're gonna try something new we've never done before. We rented out the studio for like a 3 or 4 day block, and we're showing up with no pre-planned material, no ideas, maybe a couple ideas on my part, but we're going to show up and we're literally just going to hit record and see what we write and what we create in a 3 or 4 day period. And I'm pretty excited about doing that. It's a new, it's kind of almost like I've never done stand-up comedy or improv, but I would assume it's kind of like, in a way, similar to that. Now we can go back and dub and edit and all that kind of stuff. So it's not truly
Yeah,
the same.
but you're right though. It's much of a like a stream of consciousness versus like
yeah.
Did you watch Get Back? Did you watch the Beatles Get Back where they had like 8
Oh
days
yeah.
to
Yeah.
like that thing on Apple TV or whatever? That was amazing watching
Yeah.
just that happen, and that you could see them falling apart in front of your eyes. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
they're all going separate ways, but still they somehow managed. Still had magic to keep it together to do that thing. And I can
That's
imagine
how
the
these
magic
guys,
is what you have.
that's how our group has been. It's like when we all get in the same room, it tends to become greater than the sum of its parts, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But we've never tried anything like this. We've never put kind of this kind of pressure where it's like, let's see what happens. Let's go in and record and see what comes of it. So that part I'm really looking forward to. And I always love getting back and playing drums again. So that'll be good. But that's what's going on. That and a shit ton of work and trying to get moved.
I hear that. Yeah. So what's your ETA on the move? I mean, I'm assuming you own 2 places, or you're renting one, or what?
No,
and I don't want to get too into your stuff, but I mean, like, how is this working for you ETA wise? Like, what?
No, we own a house near Seattle, and we own a house down in Southern Oregon. We're going back and forth right now. The plan is basically I have 50% custody of my daughter here in Washington. So she's going through the school year right now, and I'm not going to do anything to disrupt her kind of day-to-day, existence with school and going back and forth as it is. So I'm just waiting until this school year is over. Once the school year is over, we'll be permanently down there, and her mom and I are working out a new schedule. And the way my job is I get to go back. If I have a bunch of customers in this Seattle area anyway, so I'm going to be traveling a lot for work. So I'm still going to be able to work out a pretty 50-50 schedule to see my daughter. It's just going to be bigger chunks of time, and she'll be with us for summers and things like that. So that's really the reason I'm going back and forth, is for that. And I have her this week, so I'm back in Washington doing the dad stuff and working, and I'll be down in Oregon in another couple weeks.
That's amazing, man. Well, kudos to all the stuff you got to do, because that's a lot of work going back and forth.
It is, but I've grown accustomed to the drive now. Sometimes I fly, but we have dogs, so I'll take the dogs and we'll drive.
Sure.
And I'm telling you, with all the podcasts that I listen to, it really helps it go by pretty quick.
I keep going back to that, as like, I have my favorites now, and I do look for new ones, but it is hard to find new ones once you get in like an algorithm. You know what I mean? You get kind of pigeonholed into like a stream. So it's interesting. But I do like that too. Do you find new ones, or what kind of ones do you watch? Let's listen to.
I check the subscriptions. Like there's a handful that I used to listen to almost everything Rogan did. Now I'm probably half of his shows, and if they're not super interesting, I'll listen to about half of the episode and then I bail.
Rogan's are guest based now for me, and I like Rogan because I do like the way he asks questions. I like the curiosity.
He's an extremely good interviewer. He's very thoughtful and genuine with his approach. The I wouldn't say problem, but the thing for me is, like, when he starts to give an analogy, or I know exactly what his story is going to be because I've heard it enough times now.
We've heard enough, right?
So
that's the thing.
It's not my main go-to anymore. I really do love Clint Russell's show. Liberty Lockdown's a great show. I try and catch up with that. I mean, every one that he puts out, I pretty much, and Clint's like really good about distilling it down. Most of his stuff's like 30, 45 minutes. It's like a, I don't know. I don't have a good analogy for that, but I do listen to some of Tucker's stuff, but the Redacted folks that we had on last week, I listened to a lot of theirs. Man, the Freeze Game Show podcast, if you will, I guess it's a podcast.
Absolutely.
I tune into that religiously.
What sucks about that, and I'm not going to say it sucks. It's like first world white guy problems, but like what sucks about that one is it's best live, and it's really hard to be present in the moment at the time, because the score, the score is based on the audience participation is such a big part of that. and you want to be part of it. So it's almost like a Spaces. Like if you're at Spaces, you got to be focused and actually be in like with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
I
easier
agree.
to
I
watch
mean,
after the fact if you're not going to be totally part of it.
I get into Sean Ryan a lot. I get into Modern Wisdom with Chris Williamson a lot. Like I just actually on the way back from Oregon last weekend, I listened to Martyr Maid, and listened to, the whole episode about Germany and like World War I. And it was intense. It was really good. It was like 4.5 hours, but I had a 6.5 hour drive. So I just banged that sucker out.
Did you listen to Fear and Loathing in the New
No.
Jerusalem?
No.
Oh, so that's Martyr Maid's first. That's Daryl Cooper's first real big soiree.
I have not. No.
Oh, it's called Fear and Loathing in the New Jerusalem. It's 25 hours.
Holy shit. It's like a Ken
Dude.
Burns. I just tried to finish watching the Ken Burns like American Revolution, and that was hard.
It's about everything that leads up to the creation of the nation state of Israel in 1948.
Oh,
Has
wow.
nothing to do. And what it does, every episode, he goes, what would you do? Because once again, what people don't understand, like you hear things about Daryl Cooper, but there's such bullshit. Like the dude's super authentic. He comes from compassion on both sides. He puts his shoe on both feet. Like when he says, what would you do? He asks the Jewish people and the Israel people, what would they do? The Zionists. And he also asks what would you do as a Palestinian? He's like, those questions are the question. What would you do? And it's brilliant. So if you haven't watched that yet, please do that.
I'll check that out. I love Daryl, and I think he gets a lot of drive-by hate, but it's not founded in anything. Anybody that really pays attention,
it's off of that freaking Churchill comment that he made, where he was just being glib. He made a little joke. I mean, get real, everybody. Yeah. And also his stuff with Horton is phenomenal too. The website.
I'm looking forward to talking to Scott. When Scott's gone,
yeah,
like a couple 2-3 weeks.
Yes, to February 18th, I think. So we're going to get depending, because Rectenwald didn't come today, so we didn't get stricken today, which is good. But we might.
We're off of YouTube timeout on the 17th, and then the next day we got 17th,
and we're just in time for Scott to get us back into the timeout the next day. It's going to be perfect timing for that. So we're excited about that. All right. So what is this? Example, which question is that to? Anyone know?
I don't know.
Please. Who is Steel Derek? Yeah, Derek, welcome, man. Yeah, what are you asking for an example of?
I'm not
we'll definitely help.
I'll give you an example if I know what it's about.
Yeah. In the meantime, let us continue. This is from the great Mark Maresca. He right before our podcast yesterday, he goes, "Hey, did you see this?" And he sends me a link. I have to play this. It's absolutely an example of Israel. I don't know. I'm still a little bit confused. I apologize if I don't understand, but once again, I would recommend Fear and Loathing in the New Jerusalem by Daryl Cooper. So totally. All right. So ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? He finds this amazing video. I'm just going to play it and you tell me what you think.
You this, brother.
What?
You know, I will tell you this. You raise your voice, I raise your voice.
If I raise my voice, you'll erase my...
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Are you serious? You said if I raise my voice, you'll erase my voice?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
I have no idea, but allegedly it's an agent.
Another one of these untrained hillbillies that need to get back into the game.
If you raise your voice, I will erase your voice.
I mean, it's a good,
like the America. Like, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, to say it's like a good rhyme. I mean, it's a cool bumper sticker.
Yeah, it works great. Like a North Korean bumper sticker. You raise voice, I erase voice.
Yeah. Or like one of those when you go to a town and they have like one of those shitty souvenir t-shirt shops where the thing washes off after like the second wash. Yeah. That'd be a good on.
It is
like
funny.
That.
It is that. And I'm going to talk about that. When Mark brought that up, when Mark brought up the video, I heard this as well. Is it English as a second language? I heard an accent, and my parents are immigrants. I'm a firstborn generation American. Okay. My dad were Germans. They had come here and they had to Americanize. That's what they did. So I don't have an issue with people having accents, but it does lead the question is this like an immigrant that they hired on ICE so that they could give this guy citizenship to, you know what I mean, by becoming part of the state?
I
Because
mean,
that's what I think it feels like to me.
nothing surprises me anymore. But
Like,
no, I mean, there's when I was in the military, there's plenty of people that English is a second language that are, you know, proud patriots that want to serve their country. So there's no issue with that. But the fact that you can sit there and say that and then double, triple down on it when someone's like, "Did you really just say that?" It just shows like a level of ignorance and this weird like hubris and bravado that just doesn't go well with the job you're supposed to be doing, number one. But number two, it's not going to end well because you know how it is. That kind of attitude, whatever attitude, positive or negative, will spread. And if you get a bunch of people like that together and that attitude spreads, it's going to end badly. And that's the bad thing, is this is all avoidable. All these confrontations are avoidable. And it's like kerosene on a fire with shit like that.
So does anyone not know that text and video don't go away? Like, does anyone at this time, like, who would actually once you said it the first time, do you really think that you would reiterate that after you, like, it's one thing to like not catch yourself, to be like, the self-awareness to your point is like, no, I'm going to let you record me saying it 4 times.
Well, that's because nothing's going to happen.
Right. Like, but that's just, but that's the thing is, in 10 years, right? It's like I remember Mark Kelly, he dressed as Hitler or something in like a 1980 yearbook or something.
Hey,
and like, I'm not a Mark Kelly fan.
Giant head Mark Kelly?
Space guy, baldy twin brother. Yeah.
Giant
Scott,
head.
Yeah. Yeah, the weird alien dude guy. Yeah, really weirdo guy. But you understand, like, I don't agree with his policies. He's a weirdo. But he was Hitler in 1980, dude. Do you know what it was like in 1980? Hogan's Heroes was crushing it in syndication. We were Germans. I was 6 years old. You have no idea how bad we were teased as German kids losing the war in the 70s and 80s. No one has any idea how much of a loser Germans were living in America in like the 70s and 80s. Like, it's just a crazy time. But
that's a fair point.
That's just how it was.
By the way, I think I need to appeal to Tucker and ask for a sponsorship, because these Alps are where it's at, man. I mean, Zen
really?
can suck a dick. Alps are good.
All right, I'm gonna need some help because I would like to get into hooked on some nicotine. So if you could give me Alps, I'm gonna need to. If you notice, I'm stickless because I'm charging it, but I forgot to grab it before, and with all the hubbub with Dr. Rec. Yeah, I guess we got a funny thing. So, all right. If you raise your voice, I will raise your voice. You can't carry a gun to a peaceful protest. Let's see. What else what other, the signature not required by a judge to go in your home. So that's 1, 2, and 4. What's the third one? What's the third amendment? Anyway, anyone else want to go through it's like the 10 Commandments. Which ones have we violated? So
right. All of them.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Quartering. Yeah, we're like literally quartering soldiers and shit. Maybe drawn quarter, but anyway, you didn't hear that from me. NAP all the way. Anyway, so all right. Any final thoughts on just general thoughts on what's going on with this mindset, philosophy, or attitude? Whatever you call it. What are your thoughts on all of it?
You know, it's hard to really nail down. There's so many pieces to it. There's so much. Some of it seems pretty blatant. Like, some of it seems like it's nuance free. It's just blatant. But there's a lot of it that I don't know why people are letting themselves get tricked into saying. I mean, it's like changing with the wind. And it's like if dear leader says this, then everybody goes this way. They'll do all the mental gymnastics to spin it so that they can sleep at night and they can swallow it and regurgitate it to their friends and family and neighbors. And it's like the biggest thing to me is critical thinking is just gone. It's like there's There's nobody left that's actually doing them. Like back to this Minnesota thing. Like, you can agree. I mean, and this is a different thing, but if you want to deport people, not you, but if someone wants to do, you can
Right.
agree that there are ways to do it and ways to not do it. You can agree that somebody's a threat or somebody's not a threat. It's not this like all or nothing attitude. And it's gotten to be like worse than team sports. And it's like, my team does this, so no matter what my team does, I'm ride or die with the team, no matter how bad it makes me look, no matter how many times that's to contradict my previous beliefs or thoughts. And it just goes to show that most people just don't believe anything. They just believe whichever way the wind blows, whichever thing is the most popular, whatever gets them attention, whatever gets them, likes on their social media. It's like, I'm going to say this thing. And I've had it. Like, we have to have some sort of critical thinking in this country. And I don't see it coming back anytime soon, but there are people like you and me and tons of other shows and other that really like vehemently live by this. And it's so imperative to introduce critical thinking in your life in every way to see through this bullshit. And, sorry for the rant, but I've just gotten to the point where I've had enough with people just mindlessly repeating stuff without anything to back it up.
It's killing me because I don't care what you think. If you can draw from where we are to where you want to go and you can make a case, even if I disagree, I can at least follow your train of thought. But people are not told how to think anymore, how to break down an idea, how to problem solve. They're only told what to think. If you want to be team red, and to your point, it's funny because I said this with Mark yesterday.
Thanks,
same
Chris.
thing. Yeah, there you go. Murga. Oh my God. That is, let's see. Is there an A word for ranting? But I just think, but I think Murga would be great because it almost sounds like Merca. But yeah. So to your point, like, it's like all NPCs, man. No one knows how to think. So I've got this woman, this whole Facebook thing back and forth, and I don't know if I shared it with you or if I just posted on one of the stuff. It's like she's defending the Preddy thing. It was the stay-at-home save lives thing with the Preddy in the circle, and I'm like, did you make one for Ashley Babbitt? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I'm not putting judgment on anyone but the state.
Just be consistent.
Right. The state overreached in Ashley Babbitt, correct?
Correct.
The state overreached in Preddy.
And
I don't care.
Yeah.
You can call what you want, but that was an overreach. It was an overreach. So she puts that, and I go, well, did you consider making one for her now that I've made you aware that it's due to state overreach, not that it was his fault or her fault? And she goes, you can't tell me what to put on my page. And I'm like, I'm not telling you what to put on your page. And these people just back, and it goes, so then I go, well, let me add Breonna Taylor and Daniel Shaver, to your point you just mentioned, and then I'll add Waco and add Ruby Ridge, and then let's add Dexter Taylor to the mix, right? So then she goes, if you looked in my feed, you'd see that I supported Daniel Shaver. I go, so you're okay with only this kind of statism, not that kind of statism. So you're still a statist. And then she goes to say, how dare you accuse me that I approved of all of those? I didn't approve of those overreaches. And I'm like, but you're approving of this one. It doesn't matter. Like, it's kind of a 1 or a 0 here. It's like pass fail.
Well, and it's like the black squares on Instagram. It's like everyone's doing this, everybody's saying this, so I'm going to say this too. And as soon as you are asked to explain it or back it up, you crumble and you fall apart. And that's how you know there's no argument there.
Right. And let's pull this up. This is a good comment here, if you don't mind, Jake. Read that, and we can opine on that a little bit.
The mindset has to change. ICE needs to back off. Trump has to recognize military police tactics is going to lose support because it's evil. I mean, the bad thing is, and we can get back to the NPC thing, there's enough MAGA that are, deport them all, drag them out of the hotels, deport them all. And look, if that's someone's opinion and they can lay out an argument why they, strongly believe in it, I'll listen to it. I don't feel that way. But the problem is yes, it's evil. And yes, I mean, it can be interpreted as evil. It can be interpreted, but I think net, I think there's more people on the MAGA side that love that shit. I mean, how quickly they went to go defend the officers in this situation. Well, he never should have been there, and it's like, okay, really, that we're gonna go there?
Well, they shouldn't have been there then. I mean, if you really want to do that, like,
yeah, I think there's too many people that this is red meat for them, and they love it. I think Trump knows that. It's back to that thing, like, it's a reality show, and that's one thing he's good at. But it's a reality show that he's putting on by doing this stuff, just a different, newer version of it.
And I think he obviously went after a blue state or a blue city, right? Obviously, in this case, a sanctuary, whatever. And
I'm sure Seattle's going to be
to ruffle the feathers. But he also backed down, right? Kind of in a weird. Oh, Doc Rectenwald just joined us. All right, hold on, let's bring him up. Doc, how are you, sir?
Hey guys.
Hey, welcome, man. Are you okay?
Hear me okay?
Everything all right? Yeah,
we got
you. Hear you just fine, man. Welcome. Let me put you up here next to our gentleman over there.
Sorry.
Hey, have you guys met? Doc Rectenwald, Jake, have you guys met?
Not officially, no. I mean, not till now.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Well, welcome.
Yeah, sorry for being late. I was in a space and things got crazy in there, so I forgot.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
I lost track of time. There was some weird shit. Yeah. So
yeah. All right. Well, Doc Rectenwald, welcome to an If by Whiskey, sir. We're such a pleasure to have you. Jake is our new co-host going forward here. And tell us a little bit about yourself, and let's get right into what you guys were talking about. It sounds like it was juicy.
Yeah, well, you know about me, right? So why don't you tell them? I'm tired of talking about myself.
All right. Well, Doc Rectenwald was a former presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party. There was a lot of shenanigans that went around that. There was a lot of stuff going on. Former Marxist turned libertarian. I'm a former neocon turned libertarian, so we're literally opposite ends of the same spectrum. It's crazy stuff. This is the beautiful thing about it, right? And Doc, you welcome. Now, I understand you working a lot with AZAPAC, which is the Anti-Zionist America PAC. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the PAC I founded. So yeah, I'm running it right now, and yeah, so we're off the ground and it's going really well. We've got a lot of work. We've been doing a lot of work, and we have a lot to do. And we're endorsing new candidates, funding candidates, putting out videos, putting out, ads. We're putting ads out on TV stations very soon. We'll be dropping to support candidates and so forth. So yeah, it's big time work. And I'm going to get some, hit pieces coming out on me soon. Pretty sure.
I was just going to say that's gotta be tough work and put a big target on your back to be doing some of that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a God's fool, I guess. Because
I was going to wonder, do you have to register with FARA
no, I mean, we're the ones that shouldn't have to, because we're advocating
the actual Americans.
Yeah, we're actually advocating for American sovereignty as opposed to foreign occupation. So we're, otherwise just kind of like a complete control system. That's really hard to pin down, but it's pretty mercurial, but it's very clearly like a kind of cooperation between Israel and the United States.
Does seem that way, doesn't it? Yeah, a little cahootsy.
It seems like bedfellows for sure.
Yeah, and they're trying to run everything. And
Doc, could you tell me a little bit how this particular issue became one of your focuses coming out of what you were focusing on prior? I'd love to hear your story about that.
Yeah, so as you know, I ran for president as a libertarian, and my platform was pretty straightforward and quite radical. I ran as an ANCAP, an anarcho-capitalist. Had I won the nomination, which, as you mentioned, there was a lot of leisure domain that went on around that. I won the first 5 rounds and lost in the 6th. So you have to win 6 times to win. I mean, it's just ridiculous. This thing. They had this system, and I won 5 times, but I lost. So
yeah, I watched it. I watched it live. We had that podcast, and I would, if anyone has not watched it with you, Sean Collins, and myself, just talking about it. And what's funny about it is how I went from neocon to libertarian like so quickly. I went from libertarian to like no government at all so quickly because I saw just the same politics.
Yeah,
because it's the humans playing the game. So
I mean,
the problem has to be the game has to go away.
So it was my platform was anti-statist. So all I wanted to do was to get this message out as broadly as possible. I knew it wasn't really a presidential campaign. It was just, it would have been a PR campaign for anarcho-capitalism.
Yeah, it's a good platform to share that for sure.
Yeah, so that's what it was, or what I hoped.
And your victory would have hurt Trump. Without a doubt,
partially
you would have drawn votes 100%. I think that's part of the philosophy that went into the whole.
That's a part of the calculus of what happened, I think. But I don't want to make accusations. I don't want to be sued.
No, we can. But we're just kind of dissecting it without judgment, without we're just kind of playing in the same.
Allegedly, we can just say allegedly we're covered.
I mean, one of the persons involved became a Republican soon after the convention. And
that might be a vice president. It might be the vice president.
That's the same person that threw his support to Chase Oliver at the last minute. And then after the thing's over, he becomes a Republican. What's going on here? So I kind of some kind of species of Republican, but nevertheless a Republican. Anyway, so I have a disdain for the state as a monopolist over force and its robbery of us for taxes for its survival, and the way that it builds up its own power and oppresses people. And then I saw the state of Israel responding to a incursion on their border with the kind of absolute power that everything they could muster against a captive population. To watch a state operate like that and get away with it, it incensed me beyond words. So that's the link to Azapac.
Okay.
Because I recognize there's one more step. I recognize that without the United States funding and arming Israel, this couldn't be happening. And building up their Iron Dome and all that, replenishing it, putting all this munitions in the ground over there that they get total access to, sending them $38 billion, sending them this, putting tankers in the sea, all this stuff, bombing Iran for them. I mean,
you forgot field testing all the equipment to use against us when they bring it home.
You mean Palantir, the Palantir,
all that, Palantir drones, the AI
Pegasus,
software,
all of it,
drone tech, all that.
Yeah, it's all going to be used.
Field testing it.
It's a surveillance system, and they're rolling it out gradually, incrementally. They're using it first on illegal immigrants, then they're using it on protesters, i.e., they're calling domestic terrorists, and next they'll be using it on dissidents or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is the thing. Here's my thing. Narco terrorists, mark my words, narco terrorists will become a narco terrorist. Because humans are so fucking stupid that they just add an A in front of it, and it's like the programming.
Narco terrorist.
Narco terrorist. There was a narco terrorist. Narco terrorist. A narco terrorist. Bob. Danger. Will Robinson. Danger. Just the NPC. Just it's off the charts, man. It's killing me.
Yeah. So I mean, and then I recognize the United States government. That we're being robbed to pay for somebody else to commit crimes against humanity. It's a double NAP violation, shall we say?
And on top of that is we don't fund Iran. We don't fund the terror that are doing those things to themselves.
Right.
So it's not like we don't need to criticize that part. We need to criticize the stuff that we actually are funding.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the story in short on how
Where
it came
where do
about.
you look for which kinds of races do you look to support candidates? Are you looking national level, local level? What are you guys trying to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. So my thinking has been that the the most efficacious thing that we could do would be to get people into Congress, because it is a national government. It's the cheapest national races that there are. They're not cheap, but they're cheaper than Senate races, and they're certainly cheaper than presidential races. So those are the insertion points we're looking at first. Congress,
Do you
especially.
put in third party, or are you looking to hijack the primary
Let me just
of the redlined or the gerrymandered
yeah.
district?
Let me explain that. So APAC doesn't care about party. They bribe party.
They
people
fund everybody.
Yeah. So we decided we would be nonpartisan. I don't care about your party. It's not a criterion for a qualification. We don't use it. It doesn't matter. Now, viability is something that we look at. Are you viable? And do you have any viability at all? At least to get exposure. These are going to be tough races of things to do, because we're going up against APAC, who's handing these people hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, they're putting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars against people like Thomas Massey. So you can bet your bottom dollar when they see what we're doing, they're going to put more money against these people. So it's a battle. But we think the truth kind of helps.
Yeah. Well, I love that. So let's talk about that real quick. If we may cut in, we mentioned 2 Massey votes today earlier. We had queued up for you earlier. Obviously, time, no worries on the time. We're just grateful that you could share your time with us. The first one was about the gender affirming care and kill switches in cars being muddled together in one bill that the Republicans voted for. All of them except one person.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it just happens to be Thomas Massey, right? The guy they're trying to primary. Then he puts in a separate bill, right? Then he puts in a separate bill to remove the kill switch from a first bill addendum, and 57 Republicans voted down. Are you kidding me? And it goes to the House. It goes to the Senate. Are you kidding? Kill switches in cars, Doc.
No, this is unbelievable. So we're talking about, pretty soon they're going for total remote control. But right now, they're at least trying to impede your progress and probably detain you. So look, this is very, very, very the slippery slope, as you know. I mean, having kill switches in cars, they're going to say it's because you're drunk. But this will be used as the, alibi for anything they do.
It's a third Wednesday every other day. You can't charge your car, so you can't drive it because of the grid to power all the AI that we're putting in, that we're shoving down your throat, in addition to trying to power and charge all the electric vehicles that we make.
Right? Yeah, it's really brilliant, isn't it? It's really
I'm with you too, that it's definitely a slippery slope, but I feel like we are already slipped and we are sliding down that slope. I don't even think it's a maybe trip and fall. Like we're headlong, ass over tea kettle going down this slope.
You think it's retrievable, or is it too late?
Well, I mean, I think anything's retrievable. I just don't know to what extent people are willing to go to retrieve it, I guess is the way to put it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yet for Derek, just for Derek's thing, it is the Kentucky rap, Thomas Massey. So
yes.
And then so we did the kill switch one, and then we have the second one. How about this one? To defund the National Endowment for Democracy. Did you see this one, Doc? Did you see this vote?
Right.
81 Republicans voted no to defund Victoria Nuland and her psychopathic
regime change arm of the military intelligence.
Who pushed who put the National Endowment for Democracy put out all those fucking numbers, all those bullshit numbers in Iran, by the way.
Well, I mean, all signs point to, like, I'm seeing Friday this week now, basically with Iran supposed to pop off. It's like they put it on the calendar. They're not even hiding it. It's like, hey, this is the date we're going to go fuck you up.
And then we go from no nuclear weapons
how
to
about
no
the-
60% to no 20% to no nuclear at all to don't even shoot your own protesters. Now we're back to no nuclear weapons on the table. When did this happen? I mean, is that a de-escalation while we send a whole fleet down there? What? Like very confusing messaging to me.
Well, it all makes sense, I think, in a way. So yeah, they want to, look, they're instituting a kind of power, complete information power grid over us, right? And they're using various pretexts to do so. And they're actually, I think, fomenting some of the conflicts that are happening domestically, like the
I agree.
ICE anti-ICE thing. The shootings of these people, these American citizens. They want the outrage. They want these two factions warring with each other, I believe.
Yep.
Well,
I think unprepared agents are a destabilizing force, to your point, and by just sending them out there without proper training is already the hornet's nest to be unleashed. In my opinion.
Yeah. And who knows? They probably, who knows? The CIA may have agents on the amongst the protesters. There's all kinds of agent provocateurs out there. Don't be surprised if they're not running part of this. Everybody's like, "Oh, look at the funding." I'll tell you why they won't look at the funding, because it could go right back to the state.
It can't be the CIA, right? They're not allowed to work on American soil.
Yeah, right.
Too busy selling the drugs in South Central to kids.
And only MK Ultra. We can only do brainwashing and certain things like that.
We can only post Johns and put them with hookers, right? We can only create Charles Manson and create Ted Kaczynski and create all these other people.
Mark, I see you have one more clip that was pulled. Is that something you want to get into?
I do, yeah. So, Doc, I'm glad that we were able to hold this one off for last. I've got our good friends Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. I don't know if you guys saw this. I was going to put our If by Whiskey logo on it, but I just didn't have time.
Yeah,
I'm just going to play this little clip. I just got to hear your guys' thoughts and just watch Jared Kushner's face and just like, I don't know. Here you go.
The master plan, and we're working with a group of people who have been working on master plans for the last 2 years.
So there are plans already.
We have plans already. We have a master plan already. And by the way, and Jared's been pushing this and working together on it. And I think if the world saw the progress so far, they'd be pretty impressed.
Oh, man.
How great is that clip?
Oh, my God.
For 2 years, we've been planning this thing.
We have a master plan. And Jared Kushner's like,
Jared Kushner literally shit his. What the?
Kushner's like, oh no, they're going to be starting to talk about the protocols of the elders of Zion again.
He's like, shut the fuck up, Steve. We weren't supposed to say that part, man. I mean, watching Jared Kushner just literally like have that, dude, shut up. It's the most telling video I've seen.
It's like, dude, he's speaking out of school. What the hell? Didn't you get the assignment? What are you doing? You're off the script.
Well, it just
master plan.
It just does show though too that it's been a plan for so long, and back to what we were talking about earlier, Mark, before the good doc joined us. It's like so many people don't pay attention. So many people aren't aware this stuff is happening, and when it happens, it's easy, or I shouldn't say easy, but it seems easy to fool people into thinking a lot of this is organic, and it's been planned and in the works for decades.
Yeah.
100%. And Hyrule Sloth has a great point about the illegals. I'm not going to pull it up just because we're talking about Israel right now, but we might pull it up a little bit later. But Doc, I mean, I'd love your thoughts about this whole master plan, Gaza, what's been going on. No one's talking about it, but winter's there and tents are shit, and they're dying slower and way worse than just blowing up. I don't know if there's a good or a bad way to die, but I think a slow starving,
there's a lot more suffering.
Is way worse than like suffering.
There's a lot of suffering. There's a mass misery there. It's incredible. So we have a master plan. I mean, unbelievable. So I think he's probably just talking about Gaza. But the thing about this is that makes it curious is that the Board of Peace, so-called, has jurisdiction. We'll have jurisdiction over more than the Gaza Strip.
Israel project, right? And not only that, is it funny that Argentina had to be given $40 billion of American dollars so they can pay $1 billion into this peace thing? I'll just let it be there. Anyway, go ahead, Doc. Go ahead. Please share about the peace thing.
I didn't know
so they're
about
going
that.
to take over. Yeah, more about it. Yeah, you had to buy in. I think it was $1 billion.
Yeah, you had to give $1 billion to get on.
And I think Argentina did. But I'm saying we gave them 40 we gave them 20 from the IMF, and then 40 in that whole weird thing. Anyway, go ahead.
They did pay it back, though.
We're always doing that. So, and so if we tried to calculate all the money that actually is spent on Israel from the United States, I think it would be astronomical. I have tried to calculate it, and there's different ways to go about it, but it's pretty much a lot. Okay, I'm going to say it's at least a quarter of the whole national debt, if not more.
Oh, I would completely agree with you.
Yeah, I don't think that's out of the realms because once again, we've been it's not in America's interests, but we have mutually been using Israel in ways that we would just pay them to do their thing, and then we'd look at how they did stuff, and then you know what I mean, like it's psychologically, or whether it's through warfare or whatever, we fund them to do it, and then be like, oh, those are good things.
Not only that, but the IDF trains with. I'm sorry, the ICE officers train with the IDF, at least at the top. So I mean, we're looking at the fact that there's not only like the extortion of our money, right? We're like the batteries in the matrix for Israel. Okay.
Yep.
That's basically what we are.
I was just going to say, I mean, what do we get for our money besides rising inflation, debased currency? And yeah, I mean, a quarter of the national debt, maybe more, maybe half the national debt. We have nothing to show for it except our greatest ally.
Yeah, we have nothing to show for. So I look at it as it's a total extortion, right? And so there's a grip over these government, these politicians. There's this grip over them, this Zionist grip that causes them, that forces them or whatever to vote and keep voting for this ad infinitum, and to keep adding more billions on top of it, and to keep blocking any kind of UN resolution or anything to stop this. It's just the United States just runs total interference, pays for all this. Then it's going to back it up with military. Right now, we got how many fleets heading towards Iran? Okay. This is to placate Israel, because Israel wants Iran totally neutered. They want a regime change there. And so we're over there with all these fleets. Now, how much does it cost to keep these fleets out there? I want to know that.
They'll just print more.
One jet flight from Bill Gates is your lifetime's worth of gas in your car. So, like, let's not even kid ourselves. I think the United States military is the fourth largest polluter. Yeah. I think in the world versus countries. I think it's like U.S., China, Russia, and then like the U.S. military or something, something like that. So, and I allegedly, just in case I got it wrong, in case of the fifth.
But it's just unbelievable, this extortion, and then on top of that, this political, interference that's being run for them. This kind of constant, obsequious, ass kissing. It's just unbelievable. It just won't go away. It's just like on and on. So,
well, I've got to say, I mean, what you're doing with your PAC that you started is phenomenal. I mean, it's a hell of a message. It's a hell of a mission.
Thank you.
I'm personally, I live in Washington State right now. I'm going to be moving down to Oregon soon. And one of the things I've been really considering, and all had kind of given up on it, was running as a congressman coming from Oregon. And it seemed like such a lost cause. I mean, I see what they do to Massey. I see just the story last week about them trying to fire all his consultants. I mean, it's really underhanded shit. And it really has kind of turned me off to the idea of it. but truthfully, knowing that you're doing a pack like this, and it kind of makes me reconsider wanting to do it, knowing that there's people like you out there that are actually trying to fund these things. So hats off to you.
Thank you. Yeah, we do fund, but we do more than that. We do, a lot of exposure for the candidates. We do a lot of media for them, things like that. It's a pretty big commitment that we make.
I'll let you know if I decide to run.
Please do. We need liberty lovers because they're so few and far between.
Well, I'm in the ANCAP camp right there with you, so I would, at no minimum, at least use that as a platform to spread that message.
I think a boot on the neck is basically the same thing, whether it's a so-called right-wing boot or left-wing boot. It's still a boot on your neck.
The shoe tastes the same. I don't think it tastes any different.
But the problem is you got all this tribalism. These people are like, oh, good, they're getting the other side. They're killing them. God, they deserve it. This is unbelievable. So then they're building up the state apparatuses that, when taken over by the other side, will be used on them.
Yeah.
Well, and back to the national level stuff, it's like all these things that are being done are being done by executive order. So there's no real legislature that's meaningful that's being passed. And so all these things can just easily be just as undone. And we're right back, if not worse than where we were before. And it's like this retarded pendulum keeps going back and forth.
Yeah.
And what you'll see, though, is when let's just assume the Democrats are going to take over in this bloodbath of 2026. Can we just say that?
Probably.
When they don't defund ICE, then we'll know they wanted a federal police force the whole time. Like, they're two wings of the same bird. Like, they're
not
in
gonna
it together, guys.
ICE.
You think they're gonna You think they're gonna defund ICE when they get the reins? No, they're not. They're gonna triple down on it, and they're gonna say, "Well, the Republicans started it, and it's such a good idea." It's like, what? And then the Republicans are going to be against it, but it's still going to move forward because the iceberg still has to go towards the Titanic. It still has to come that way, doesn't it?
All right, gentlemen. Well, I think I'm going to jump off.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Doc, for jumping on, man. Could you send us all your vitals? Just tell us a way to get hold of you so that
So the PAC's website is aza-pac.com, aza-pac.com. That's how you get onto there, and you can get a hold of me at michael@azapac.com. And get behind.
Thank you for your time, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doc. We'll catch up when we have a little bit more. Maybe we can have a little more fun. Before we go, you look great. Looks like you lost some weight. Are you? How's your health with your heart and everything? How's that going for you?
It's all good. It won't change. Apparently, I had aortic aneurysm and sclerotic valve. So that it hasn't changed at all. So they don't want to do anything. So I'm glad. I'm not.
Oh, good. Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, you look great. It's great seeing you. Thanks so much for joining us again, Doc. Have yourself a great night, sir.
Okay, you too, guys. Take care. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And that was Doc. Yeah, the guy's busy, man. The guy's just busy doing stuff, and he's a doer. He's making it happen, right?
That's all I got to say about that right there. That's all I got to say right there, baby.
That's beautiful. So anyway, I'm just happy that we can have Doc on for a little bit before we.
No, that was great, and especially after he sounds like he was in that spaces, getting heated for a minute. So I'm glad he graced us with his time for a bit.
Have you ever been in any of those spaces?
Not the ones he's in.
Oh yeah, those get. I mean, it is just an anti-Zionist bash fest, and then if someone else gets in there, like it just becomes just dogs going at it. It's nasty. It's like
that was just for you, William. That picture was just for you, buddy.
All right, so let's pull this up. In hindsight, go ahead and share William's thing here because this is interesting.
William says, "Thanks so much for joining tonight." Oh, it's probably for Rec. I enjoy listening to your analysis. As an agorist, I'm personally conflicted with the concept of getting involved with the Libertarian Party. I get it.
That's what happened to me too. And look, you can. It is a thing. Even minarchists are statist in some way, but we got to start going, guys. A minarchist is better than the current state, and
that's
whatever's
the thing.
to the right of that is better than whatever's You know what I mean? Like, we got to take steps, right?
It's a spectrum, and all of the agorists, ANCAPs, minarchists, everything's in the same area on that spectrum. We can talk about the differences and squabble about details, but if you're liberty minded and you believe in absolute true freedom at any cost, then you're on my team. That's all. I mean, and not the team sense of like blind NPCs, but like, I'm down to have a discussion with anybody. I'll talk to the most far left person and listen to them try and make their argument, and same thing. But when it comes to really wanting liberty and really wanting to push towards that for our whole country, those are the people that I truly try and surround myself with. So that's where I'm at.
This is smart. Yeah, and this is a smart part. Get elected in the state or local level. Look, local always work. Subsidiarity is really the best way to do it.
I do agree with that. The only reason in Oregon you might not have to do that is just because the way the population falls. You may be able to go run for a district that's not very large and still make it to the House by not having to do the city and the state stuff first. I'm not against it. I'm really not.
What about impact? Wouldn't you have better? Like, I think a lot of people are saying local for the impact part more than the electability part, if that makes sense.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair point, but I mean,
just a thought. I'm just giving you different angles. I don't know.
I think it's not a bad idea, and I do think you can affect more things locally for the people that would be supporting you in a national race if you're able to be part of local government, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. This is a good one too. Libertarians are not anarchists. They believe in intellectual property. Have we had an intellectual property discussion yet, Jake? We had.
I don't believe we have. We could tease that for another day, or we could dive in. But
we should. I'd love to get just a broad thought of your thing now, considering we got a little time here. We got another half hour before we call it, if or up to that point. But also,
it depends on what It depends on what you're considering an intellectual property. If it's something that you're coming up with on your own and you get it patented and you're coming up with an idea, sure. If it's something that only lives in your head, that's never been expressed and never been documented and never been produced, so to speak, and you go, well, that was my idea, I mean, come on now. But I mean, I think what drives, one of the biggest drivers of capitalism is innovation and new ideas. And if you have a concept that you come up with that's truly different than the rest, or something that's a upgraded version of something that exists, I don't see any reason why you can't have ownership of that idea to a point of making profit off of it. It goes back to my hopes for the free market. If the idea that you have is shit, nobody's going to buy it. If the idea that you have is good, then you're going to have a lot of people behind it. So, I mean, at the surface, that's my first thoughts on it, but I really probably need to dive in deeper.
We will, because I would probably be in your camp in the beginning, is like, you made it, you own it, it's yours. Like, but the more I've talked with people about IP and all that, it's like, man, open sourcing does make your product better, even if you didn't make that product. Like, for example, right? You've got open source. IBM would be open source. Apple would be closed source. Do you remember all the video games? IBM, how the business model worked? And even though you had the code to IBM, right? Like, that was a code that Apple wasn't giving theirs away. It opened this door for all this other competition in an open. Once again, I'm all over the place with it, but I've started to lean towards the anti-IP stuff. Matthew Sands was on with Jake or with Jason before, and stuff like that. So like, there's some interesting stuff about that, and we had William on for IP as well. So go ahead.
My only pushback just on the surface would be that if open source is better, and I'm not arguing that it's not, but if open source is better and it's going to make you a better product, and you're against open source and you're pushing for your IP, back to that free market plan. If the open source makes your product better, you're going to lose out by holding on to that IP and not developing it. So it goes back to the I guess choice of deciding which way you want to go with it. But whatever makes the best product is going to succeed if you have a true, fair, open market.
And it is, but then it becomes philosophical too. And I think this is one we should. Maybe we'll have William on again, because William did talk really well about it. But part of it is like a song. You have a song, someone remixes your song. Now you could be like, oh, that's my song. You remix, but like, who doesn't want their song remixed and like shared with more people?
That's
You
a
know what I
new
mean? And that,
thing. As soon as it gets
right.
remixed, it's a new thing.
Right, but it is still the original idea. It's a
But what is
stolen
musically?
like,
What's an idea? I mean, there's only 12
and
notes that you can play. I mean, musically,
exactly right. And the chord progression, right? 3-5-4, all the 1-5-4, all those types of things. You're absolutely right. Like, but then you have like My Sweet Lord and He's So Fine, and they literally are the same song. But does it matter that those two songs sound alike to me? Does it matter that Last Dance with Mary Jane sounds like Danny California, whatever the Red Hot Chili Pepper song? Like, does it matter that No Scrub sounds like Ed Sheeran's song? Like, it to me, it doesn't. It's like the homage to me, right? And that kind of spits in the face of IP.
Does it matter that the bass player from the Stray Cats stole one of my songs?
What? Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
Dead serious, yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, 100%.
You and share this story. Oh, we got to talk about that.
We can end on this if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, I want to hear this story, man. And
so back in the day, I encourage
everyone joining before we do this story. But there are so many new people in the chat today. It's been this amazing thing. So just thank you for all the engagement, everyone that joined us on If by Whiskey, man. Go for it, man. I want to hear this story. I'm hitting mute.
Okay, so back in the day when my band Six Gun used to tour, we would get on some pretty good size shows. We opened for some good bands: Violent Femmes, Misfits, Dead Kennedys. We played with some fun bands. One of the bands we got put on, we were on our tour opening for other people, kind of popping in and doing different things we were in Pismo Beach, California. The bass player for the Stray Cats was out on like a solo project. His name's Lee Rocker. And he was going out doing his stand-up bass thing and had some, and if I don't know if you're familiar with Stray Cats, but the bass player also sings quite a bit. So it wasn't like people kind of liked his.
He did a lot of the harmonies, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Brian Setzer obviously was the man, but Lee did a lot of backup stuff and a lot of, they played off each other a lot. So we go to play this show. We show up, they have he's got a full catered backstage area. And we're just, punkers, basically tattooed punkers. And you would think we were kind of a rockabilly-ish, but more Social Distortion kind of a band. You would think that we would be well accepted, but he very much big timed us. And I was in my early 20s, so I was, whatever, do your thing. But he big timed us, wouldn't let us backstage, wouldn't really mingle with us or associate with us at all. We went out and played, and I'm telling you, like, of all the nights that we played, we had the crowd eating out of our hands. Like, we crushed it when we went up there. And we had given him a couple CDs because this is back 2005. We'd given him a couple CDs of our stuff. And we have a song called Black Cat Bone. And I encourage you to look it up, especially the lyrics, because this is the part.
Now I'm going to definitely look it up. Yeah.
Back to there's only so many ways you can write a song. So we have a song called Black Cat Bone. Very much based in the old blues kind of mojo type of lyrical theme. So we give him this CD, we play our show, he plays his show, we take off, we say hi a couple times. That's the extent of it. About it's been 20 years, so I'm going to say 6 months later, he puts an album out. And his album, I think his album is called Black Cat Bone. Let me see.
Shut up. No fucking way.
No. It gets better.
Dude, I can't wait. This is beautiful.
His album is called Black Cat Bone, 2007. Okay, he puts this out.
Shut up. And you have that on your Spotify somewhere? There's
a song on the album called Black Cat Bone, right? Now, John Lee Hooker, Muddy, everybody's used the term Black Cat, but it's not the first one to do it.
No, it's like Ragman and like all that Ben Bone, them bones, all that bone stuff. Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah.
I will let you go listen to this and we can link it and play it in another show. But the lyrics to our song were late last night, about 10:30. I went drinking with some of my friends. I lost my money. I lost my keys. I wound up in the street. Lee Rocker's song starts out same chord progression as ours, same exact style of music, same chord progression. And his first line of his song is "New Moon Night, about 10:30." I'm like, you motherfucker. And so I know for a fact, and I wrote to his management after that. And look, imitation is the best form of flattery. For a guy like that who's toured the world and played with the Stray Cats to steal one of my songs, I was like, hey, cool. I guess I wrote a better song than you that you had to take mine. But it was a hell of an experience. And I wrote to his management and I was like, I demand that he reach out to me and have a conversation about this. Of course he didn't. And who am I to try and go to libel court or copyright court for it? But he straight up stole it, because you listen to the release of when they came out after we played our show together. The lyrics are very similarly themed. The music is similarly themed, and he copied the name of the song and made it his album. It's like, hey man, if you have no shame, whatever, more power to you. I just kept it pushing, but that's the story. That's how it happened.
Well, I get it with comedy where you can come across similar themes and jokes. But the whole thing with Rogan and Carlos Mencia, have you ever heard that story?
Oh yeah, I've seen all the video from that.
So like literally when he introduced him, he called him Carlos Mencia, and they had the whole like back and forth on the stage. Like, dude, that's real. Like, that's where I get a sticking point on IP, I guess. But the thing is, it is like a joke. The whole joke should be credit. It's like writing a book, I guess. It's like, hey, Joe Rogan came up with a funny joke. I'm going to share it to you now. Like, not, hey, this is my joke that I stole from Joe Rogan.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. Love it. Black Cat Bone. Well, now we just gave him advertising dollars and free. We still don't have sponsors, man. So who are we going to get sponsors? Alps? Is that who we need?
I'd take a sponsorship from Alp. I mean, I know
Tucker
owns it, so he's sponsoring his own shit from it. But hey, I mean, they're on point with their marketing too, man. You buy one thing from them, and they're all over your text and everything after that.
All right, hey Tucker, my name's Mark. We're fledgling podcasts here, but I would love to have a nicotine habit. We've got smooth voices. We can talk about it, and when we're on a nicotine high, we probably sound a little more intellectual. Why not throw us a little bit of a sponsorship, and we can get this thing started? Let's do that.
And unlike Zyns, because Tucker says people put Zyn in their butt, Alp is the pouch for your mouth. That's his trademarked slogan.
Pouch for your mouth. A pouch for your mouth. I don't even know how we do that. We could have a Southern guy like, I say, it's a pouch for your mouth.
I'm telling you, man, go listen to our Black Cat Bone, Six Gun Black Cat Bone, and then Lee Rocker Black Cat Bone.
And yours is on Spotify still? The six?
Oh yeah,
six
absolutely.
Oh, okay. So everyone do that. Go on Spotify, look up Six Gun.
Six
is it
Gun.
just spelled Six Gun with one?
Yep.
Is SIXGUN? Like simple, not like two N's, not two X's or anything.
No, I mean I can play it right now.
Oh yeah, go ahead and play yours, man. And then I don't think we can do it for the copyright. You know what? That will get copyright struck, and even though it's your stuff.
True, we would, even though it's my song.
We can't do it. Ah, man. Well, I want to hear it, but I'm going to check this out. We definitely have to break in, but we'll use that as part of the IP discussion if we get William on there. So we'll have to.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good one to talk about.
Look up Bill for next time. I don't know which. I think he was talking about the bill for. I don't know what's going on here. X had an open source. There's your buddy Rich.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, okay. Anyway, just. Yeah, that's a whole different story. I mean, a whole different story. It's a whole different story we got. All right. Well, I know we got Rec on shortly. It was kind of weird, but we still made a show out of it. So we had some content, man.
Hey man, it's always worth it. It's a good time.
Yeah, it was good stuff. We actually had some stuff to talk about. Some takeaways from today's show before we call it, man. What are your thoughts before we call it?
You know, it was good. I like talking with Rec. I like hearing what they're doing with that pack. It's pretty neat to see that. I mean, it's got to be a ridiculously uphill battle. And like he said, there's going to be some hit pieces coming on him for sure. But I'm sure that he's used to it at this point.
Yeah, I totally get it. Awesome. Well, 66%. I don't know who you are. Hopefully we can connect, but join us next time. Thank you so much. We've got William for joining us. Free and Amity were in earlier. Derek, this gentleman Derek is in here. Dreaming, that a lot of new names, a lot of new faces I've seen on, and it looks through YouTube. So this is kind of nice, considering we're in trouble. With
Right
YouTube.
on. Well, thanks. Subscribe to the show. Join us. We'll be back here next Wednesday.
You know what I never do? You're right. I never subscribe, join, follow. We need to actually record something where we can just plug that in a couple times throughout the show. Cause like you and I are so about the message. We do not give a shit about like the promotion stuff. And it, even though we don't necessarily need that, but like it does help get the message out. Even, anything helps. So
it does.
Anyway,
Well, luckily we got some
that's
shout outs from Clayton and from Clint that I'm sure you dropped into the outro. So
I think that the outro is going to be a very interesting outro for this one. So, and as we get more, I'm just going to keep adding them. It's going to be like Clayton and then Clint, and then we're going to get Ian Carroll. Then we're just going to add, we'll get Dave in the beginning and then Clayton and then Clint, and then we'll just go, keep going. So
right on, man. Now this was a good one. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for making this a great If by Whiskey, everybody. Once again, enjoy your Wednesday night. This has been another If by Whiskey. You guys have yourselves a great evening.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Wednesday night. This has been If by Whiskey, and we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Subscribe to If by Whiskey. Fuck Liberty Lockdown. Subscribe to this show.
No, come on!